Do you want to know the fastest thing that will grow your agency? And it's not marketing, it's not chatting, it's actually model acquisition. And this is the single biggest thing that most agencies ignore, when it is actually the #1 reason why agencies stay alive and continue to grow. And of course, I could tell you that some amazing marketing hack will make you millions of dollars really quickly, but the only way to make money fast is to get really, really good creators. And the only way to get really, really good creators is having a good acquisition system that actually works and pays you. Now, this system has grown my agency to $600,000 per month, and I'm sharing it with you for free today. Now, without further ado, I do just want to stress that again. Outreach is the #1 thing that keeps agencies growing and keeps them alive, because if you have no models, you have no agency. So please understand that. Focus this video, write some notes, and here's some actual real source that nobody tells you in the OF industry. Now, I know a lot of you may be asking, when you're doing outreach on Instagram, what the hell do you do? How do you send that many messages without getting flagged? How do you warm up the profiles? Well, here is a step-by-step guide. So day one, post a carousel every 2 hours using pictures. This is just an exact SOP I give to my team. You need to obviously clean the metadata on all of these pictures, put them all to hidden, likes, comments, and shares, and then essentially just copy that. Once 3 posts are live, and 4 hours after the first post, publish 5 results on your feed. Day 2, light activity, more content. Scroll the account, follow some more models, some OF managers, and then kind of follow these steps here. Max 10 likes, max 5 follows, publish some stories, post some, do some posts, and again, build that profile up nicely until you're around 3 to 6 posts on your whole feed. And then that should be good. Now, day 3, you should begin outreach, build credibility, etc. So get a lead list for the accounts, and then essentially use a different outreach message for essentially all your accounts so they don't get flagged. For each message, type out at least half manually, then paste the rest. This essentially tricks Instagram to thinking you're not just a bot, you're not just copy and pasting. When you're typing it out, essentially, it just sees that you're just typing and increases your kind of trust score with Instagram to think that you're not AI, so you don't get flagged and you can't do outreach anymore. After every message, I would probably wait around 4 minutes, and on the first day, do around 5 messages total to warm that up. Now, after the block, wait maybe 1 to 2 hours, and then post the remaining results that you have on your story to build up that results highlight story, so that when models see you and go to your profile from outreach, they can see you have results and they know what you're about. I would add a bio, for example, this, just because it's a hook, or I help models scale to multiple 6 figures, etc. That kind of stuff. Now, day 4, 2 outreach blocks. You need to warm up 5 minutes scrolling, like in, comment on a few posts, keep the page warmed up. Block A, you need to type half of it out and paste again, so that you're not pasting the whole thing, you're typing a bit out and pasting the rest, so that again, Instagram doesn't think you're an AI. Again, 4 minutes between both and 5 messages totaled. Wait 4 hours and do the exact same thing again. Now, days 5 to 7, this is where you start building your outreach. Here's how to actually sign creators in 2026. Now, I know a lot of you watching this may be struggling to, for example, find models, outreach. You don't know the systems to use, and quite frankly, you're just not scaling fast enough or haven't even found your first model yet. Well, this video is for you. Now, outreach is not dead. You're just simply doing it wrong and incorrectly. Now, this is the exact system that we use to reliably sign high quality creators in our agency, bringing many, many creators into our agency each month. Now, I know there isn't too much good information about this on the internet, and everyone's always asking for an outreach guide or what to do next, or how do I actually get a model? Well, this is the full guide on how to do it. Right. So first off, on the first system that we're going to be going over is a cold outbound system. Now, what is your offer? That is the main point. When you're messaging models, what's your offer? That is the main thing. If you don't even have an offer in your agency and you don't know how to structure an offer, then that is the first step. You need to think, what does your agency provide? What makes you better than every other manager in her DMs? So first step is to create an offer that you think is undeniable. So if they don't join you, then it feels stupid, because otherwise they're just going to go join another agency that has hundreds of creators, that has a big brand, because simply it just is a no-brainer. So first, you need an offer that persuades the model but is also something that you can uphold. You need to create an offer that is undeniable, that you can also reach and is doable. Sending a DM saying, hey, are you managed? Or hey, how's your OF going? Of course they're going to ignore that. They get 100 people a day messaging them that. So you need to have something that catches their eye and is an undeniable offer. So like, fuck, it's the right move to these guys. It makes sense. There is no other pathway. And then unless you've got, you know, multiple six-figure models that can all vouch for you, you don't need an offer, but you probably won't be watching this video if that's the case. This is how your Instagram account should be looking. I would recommend mainly doing outbounds from Instagram just because that's what works and is proven by basically every other OFM manager in the industry. Everything's already been tested, Twitter, TikTok, etc. It just simply doesn't work as well as Instagram. Now, you need to have Meta verified. You can't see that, there we go. You need to have Meta verified there. You need to have a results highlight, and you need to have a high quality feed so you don't look like a brokey. Essentially, if you've got some pictures that look like they've been taken on an iPhone 5 by, you know, your nan, of course they're not going to sign with you because you look poor and you look shit. So they're just instantly going to go off of face value that you're shit. So you can see here, we've got some really high quality pictures with some cars, villas, etc. Results, verified, my main IG linked. This is one of my many outreach accounts. So how many Instagrams should you even be doing? Because that is a big question I get. I know most people failing and not doing well, they only do one Instagram account. And that is actually where you cap yourself because that Instagram account is only going to be able to send so many DMs a day to where if you send more, it's going to flag. When it flags and it starts going into the hidden messages instead of the main requests, that's when your essentially outreach is just going to completely die. So you want to stay as a high quality profile and going into multiple Instagrams. Yeah, one IG is nowhere near enough anymore on Instagram, unfortunately. So you need to scale because everyone else is doing it. And if your competition is doing it, then simply you need to keep up with the competition. Now, I just want to say this is a very boring video, but it's actual facts. And I appreciate everyone watching this. So yeah, let's keep going. You need multiple IGs outreaching. If you're doing one from just your personal brand, doing 30 to 50 messages a day, there's no wonder. So in my mentorship, I say to all of my people, do a minimum of 10 IGs, all doing 30 to 50 plus messages a day. You can scale accounts reliably up to 100, but it takes time. So 30 to 50 plus a day is a very good standard to sit by. For example, if you're doing 10 accounts, that's 300 to fucking, 500 per day, compared to if you know, doing 30 to 50, you can see there's going to be 10x results there. Even if you sign one model a month, you're going to be signing 10 models a month now, for example. Obviously, it doesn't work exactly like that, but you get the idea. Now, how do you structure your messages? How many a day, etc.? Usually, I'd recommend around 50 to 70 per day per account, with 3 days on and 1 day off. So this is 3 days of outreach and then simply 1 day of follow-ups on all the models that you have already messaged, because this doesn't flag accounts and these bump messages will be a key to you signing models. Now, I would also recommend when you're scaling to multiple Instagrams, if you do not have time, hire a setter team, get them on a percentage. When we were starting out, we hired a setter agency for like £500 per month and then 2.5% commission for everyone signed and £50 per call booked. So yeah, that is a pretty good standard. I'd probably find someone for that if you need, but I'd recommend doing it yourself or maybe getting a close friend to do it. Someone that's going to do it properly, not purge your accounts by just spamming stuff out. And yeah, that's essentially where I go from there. Now, using people and referrals. Do you know any influencers? Using their account for outbound leads works insanely well. And this is one thing that we do here. As you'll see, if you have models already, you'll probably get random celebrities like Lil Pump, Snoop Dogg, etc. messaging your model. And this is because they know an OFM agency that's in contact with them, that's getting them to outreach to models to get a percent of those models if they sign. And this is a very lucrative system. You can get, if you know someone with a really good Instagram, for example, a few followers, they're the people you want. And if you don't worry. Now, if you have any models currently in your agency, you offer them a referral percent for any models that they know who might want an agency, that's in an agency, poach them. I would probably give your model around 5% of every model she brings in and basically just upsell it. Be like, you're going to make passive money, blah, blah, blah. And obviously, if you've got good results for your models, they will refer you others. That's just how it works. Ask everybody you know. Actively promote always that you're onboarding models, you're looking for models. Tell anyone, your friends, family, that you'll give them percent of any OnlyFans models that they find. For example, for myself, literally a random friend referred me a 100K model, so I know that this definitely worked. And yeah, generally offer 5% referral fees unless they start referring lots. Then you can up the percent, etc. Personal branding. YouTube is super key. If you're in the OFM game, I would recommend smashing YouTube. You get some super high quality inbound leads from this, and then you need a good personal brand IG, which will organically nurture that OnlyFans model into thinking you're legit and messaging you wanting to join. So yeah, YouTube is definitely key here. So again, every day, warm up the account, do some scrolling, do some liking, do some commenting. This makes Instagram think you're a real human, again, which you are a real human. You just don't want to get put into the category where it thinks you're an AI bot just spamming outreach. So yeah, and then after that, I would wait a while. Again, copy this exact format here, doing the outreaches, and wait 4 hours. Do it again. So now we're on 10 per day. Now on the 7th day, you're again scaling up to now 10 messages, but I would leave probably more gaps between the messages on this one whilst you're scaling. Wait 3 to 4 hours again and do 5 messages this time round. So that's 15. Now we're on this account, we're on day 7. We shouldn't be going into the hidden here. We should be able to start building this account and making Instagram think we're a real user. We're not just a spam. So day 8, we're at the verification checkpoint. So obviously message an account, make sure your messages do not go to hidden. When you go to requests, you can obviously see it hidden and the main feed. If you go to hidden, your basically reply rate is going to decrease absolutely dramatically. So again, you need accounts that go into main requests. If accounts go to main requests on day 8, I would recommend getting meta verified, just simply because it increases that credibility and increases your trust score on the account as you start scaling. Now, day 8 outreach, you should do 10 messages, copying the formats above where you're leaving the time frames, type in half hour and copy in the rest, wait a few hours and do the exact same thing again. Now, days 9 to 10 volume, so this will be 15 messages now, copying the exact same format, wait 3 to 4 hours again, do the same thing, and essentially run this process for a while. Now, do this process for 2 days, and then you are now in a steady state. So this is day 11 onwards. From here, run a repeat 4-day cycle, 3 outreach days, then 1 day of follow-ups. Warm up 5 minutes every day before you start doing outreach so it thinks you're a real person, and essentially run 3 to 4 blocks spaced throughout the day. Example, block 1, 15 messages. Same thing, half pasted, half typed out, 5-minute gaps in between. Wait 2 to 3 hours, the same again. Wait 2 to 3 hours, same again. Wait 2 to 3 hours, same again. This is basically making Instagram trust you more because you're not just doing and going into their spam AI filters right away. So that again, you're not going into hidden and your account isn't getting limited or not being able to send messages at all or getting an integrity ban, because this is very common now for outreach accounts. And this is daily checklists. Phone always on hotspot, not on Wi-Fi if you're running multiple accounts. Hidden folder check every day. Make sure you're not going to hidden. As soon as an account goes to hidden, I would probably just delete that account and get a new one. Every day do a 5-minute warm-up so that again, Instagram thinks you're a real person. Obviously have good gaps between every message and every message block. Have a story, results, highlights, all the done, and keep updating them as well, as long as keep updating your posts. Make sure they're hidden again. And again, yeah, if anything goes to hidden, just simply log out, new account, and start again fresh. So this is the exact system that we have used to scale very quickly in this OFM space, to reliably get models consistently each month. If this helped you, make sure to like, comment, follow, subscribe, whatever. And my Instagram is down below. If you're looking for either a chatting agency, we run the fastest growing chatting agency in the space right now. We are doing minimum 1 to 10 chat ratios, on average 1 to 15. And if you're looking to actually learn how to scale your OFM agency, go to my Instagram and message me OFM and we can see if we can figure something out. I don't work with many people, and if you qualify, we have an amazing offer for you. So hopefully that's good and you guys have a great day, and hopefully you learned something on how to actually sign models. Peace.